welcome to the Physique Mastery Podcast. This is Scott Tousignant, along with Bryan Krahn. Today we are going to be talking about pumping iron and advices from Arnold. I saw Bryan do a post the other day on Halloween. He was looking at doing watching a horror movie, but instead turned to pumping iron. Watch that on Halloween instead. And then today posted a great video. Frick, man, I got chills watching that. It hit me right in the feels. It was Arnold and Franco celebrating 51 years of friendship together. They met on the stage in Germany, powerlifting and bodybuilding, and just seeing their friendship and camaraderie that's just continued to grow over the years. So with all that magic and everything, all this aura around pumping iron and Arnold this week, I figured we'd take some time to share some of the advices that we've learned from Arnold over the years and pumping iron. Great freaking movie. If you guys haven't watched, I can't imagine anyone who has been following our podcast has not seen Pumping Iron. I think I just about ruined this DVD here. It's been played so many times, and my wife cracks up every time she sees it. You're watching it again? Fuck, I can't get enough of it. Even the behind the scenes stuff afterwards, when they came out with that 25th anniversary edition, I love all the behind the scenes stuff, but it's just great. So since you just watched it this week, I'll have you kick off. What were some of the things? Did you pick up anything new while you were watching it this time, or were some of the big highlights that stood out for you?
Well, I've seen the movie probably at least 50 times. Mm-hmm. You know, it's one of those movies that when it's on, like not that it's on regular TV much, but if I happen to see it, I watch it. You know, even if it's like I have other things to do, it doesn't matter. Pumping Iron's on. Same with Predator. If it's on, I stop and watch it. So yeah, man, I mean, I could basically recite it, but every time I watch it, I kind of pick up on something new and something kind of nuanced, and it kind of rings a bell in my head.
Right.
And this time I watched it, the biggest thing that kicked out, that rang a bell in me was they had such an on-off switch, you know, and when they're in the gym, they're laughing, but when it's time to do their set, it's just 100% focus. And, you know, and obviously it wasn't just for the camera. I mean, that's just how they train. But the other thing I picked up, it extended beyond that because, at the beginning of the movie, Arnold walks into Gold's, and the manager of the gym, Eddie Giuliani, comes running up to him, and he jumps in his arms, and Eddie Giuliani's got those huge arms, and Arnold's, holding him like a baby. And, you know, but when you think about it, if you're the manager of the gym, you don't greet a member like that if you just saw him this morning. So obviously Arnold hadn't been there in a long time. And then you look at they cut to the sign and it says days to Olympia 101, or it's 100, 101 days. In other words, Arnold hadn't been there in a long time. You know, so he's just showing, it's about 3 months out now, a little over. Now he's showing up. You know, I'm sure he'd been training up until then, but not twice a day, double split, 100% focus.
Right.
He was probably doing other stuff, he was in real estate and language classes and acting and all that. So to me, that kind of set up a bell. These guys they had a legitimate off season, you know. Now, granted, they're professionals and they're the best of the best, but it was a real kind of takeaway for me that more people should kind of do that, not half-ass it all year, but maybe half-ass it part of the year and then have a short stretch where they just focus. And then, you know, then it ends. And they can bring in the rest of their life again, you know.
And so, we're talking about half-ass. It's not lazy. It's not taking it easy. And we're talking about focus. It's fucking giving her. Really, finding that level that you never thought you had. It's everything you've got for 3 months. And the rest of the time, it's a good effort, but it's not everything you got kind of. You're not balls out all the time. You got to save those balls out moments for certain time frames throughout the year.
Yeah, exactly, man. So, and I've heard that from other people who were actually there at the time that, you know, a good part of the year, Arnold would train 45 minutes to an hour a day and then go off and, they had the bricklaying business, man. They had all this shit going on.
That's hilarious.
But then pre-contest, you know, twice a day training, focus, you know. I'm sure he still was chasing waitresses, but I mean, other than that, man, it was eyes on the prize. And so that to me is something I'm going to try to, you know, cultivate in my own life and certainly with people I work with, is just periods of intense focus and then just periods of not slacking, but just, taking your foot off the gas pedal a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and just, kind of getting a perspective of what's going on outside,
Right.
And I think it just makes you fresher so you can actually focus that much harder down the line.
Definitely. You've got to have a certain degree, like when it's time to step it up, you've got to have somewhere to step up to. If you're giving it everything you got all the time and it comes time to really step up your game, if there's no room for you to move up, I mean, there's nothing else you can do. You're kind of leveled off. So it's peaks and valleys, ebbs and flows, and off seasons, on seasons. It's all the professional sports, all the professional athletes. No one's giving it everything you got all year long. You got to have moments where you dial back. And when it's focus time, speaking of focus time, the scene that stands out for me, I love it every single time I see it, is when Arnold and Ed Corney are squatting, and they're counting their reps, and you can tell they start off their warm-up weight, and they're cranking out the high reps, and they're winded, they're gassed, and they start bumping up the weight, fewer reps, and they're counting it out, and breathing heavy, and then I love it. You see Arnold grinding out, then it's time for Ed to get under the bar, and does his 9 reps, and he's like cranking it out. Then Arnold's like, 3 more, and he's like,
let's get serious.
It's time to get serious now. He's like gassed, and he finds another way to get another. He's like, he's just cursing it, and then gets the last one up, racks it, and then collapses. To me, that's the best. I love that. There's something about that just resonates with me so deeply, and those are the moments, like when you're giving it everything you got. That's kind of the way you want to feel. It's like the finish line type thing, feeling. It's just.
And they're just beautiful bodybuilder squats too. I mean, like they're not making, their form isn't perfect, but it's just like their cadence and just their intensity, and it's I mean, every time I watch that scene, I'm like, oh, that's hot.
Yes, it is. I mean, these guys they're competitors. They're competing against each other, but they're helping each other. They're pushing each other every step of the way. They're trying to bring out the best in each other. As much as they talk about mind games and everything when it comes to stage time and everything, there's I don't see a lot of that. I've never seen that behind the scenes in a competition, but so some of that stuff is for the camera, but still there's so much camaraderie there, so much really support, and so much admiration for each other. Even my second favorite scene of the whole thing is when they're in pre-judging, and you see Ken Waller and Arnold are up in the. Ken's filming the prejudging. You see Ed Corney and Franco Colombo down there, and Arnold's like, watch this. And you see Franco strike his back pose. And he's like, fucking the wings that pop out, and they're like, Jesus, they're admiring it. And then Ed gets up there, and he's just a magician with his posing. And then hearing Arnold say, now that's posing. It just they have such an appreciation for
one another,
the sport, one another, the beauty, the art. Hearing Arnold talk about bodybuilding as being a sculptor, and all that, it really those types of things really hit home for me. And man, I thrive on that kind of stuff.
And it's funny, like all these older bros, we all gush about the movie, and everyone recites lines from it, like milk is for babies and all that stuff, and of course the training scenes. But I think what the underlying thing that all us bros love about it is that it was just it was a sense of camaraderie and community that, I don't know, man, I just don't, I train at a lot of gyms, and I don't even, you don't really see that today, like everyone's got their headset on and everyone's doing their own thing because people are busy, and it wasn't like this, this little group of just guys who are pushing one another, competing against one another, definitely wanted to fucking beat one another, but also kind of loved each other, man, and helped. I think that's what kind of strikes a chord in guys. And I mean, I don't know. That's why when that movie came out, so many people started moving to California, all these wannabe bodybuilders, and I mean, everyone wanted a little piece of that.
To be around that like-minded positivity, camaraderie. I am so lucky, man. Like as soon as you posted that video of Arnold and Franco, the 51 years together, I sent it off to my 4 workout partners. Like I was fortunate enough to find Rick and be training with him for the past few years, and we've really built up a great friendship. And now that Paul and Mike have been with me for probably a year now, and Colin's been with me for the past 6 months. Like I choose to train with Colin when I'm younger, but we're like no one else in the gym has what we have, and I'm sure there's some people who are jealous of what we've got, but we're welcoming. I mean, that's why our group keeps growing. It started with me and Rick, and then Paul joined, and then his buddy Mike came along, and then our group is growing, and we're like Fucking right. Bring it on. I don't care if there's 8 or 10 of us joining, working out together. Yeah. We make it work, and we have fun. We support each other. We joke, but when we're doing our set, it's serious. Every once in a while, like I laugh at the scene where Franco's benching, and then Arnold, I don't know what they're talking in their language there, and it makes Franco crack up, and he's got like 315 or something pounds on his chest.
And it's ding, 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 ding. Oh my God, every time I watch it, I have a newer appreciation for Franco's physique.
Oh my God!
Like his upper pec, and his pecs and his lats are just. I don't know, man. That could be on an Olympia stage today. I mean, 100%. I'm not an expert, but I think it could.
Compact, thick, but great separation because he had big pecs, but he did great poses too. You see the separation between the shoulders and the pecs is. Oh yeah, it was marvelous, man. Just really incredible. Kind of weird. I think there's only one scene where you see Frank Zane off in the background a little bit. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see more of him in there. But yeah, it's just there's so much. I mean, we could talk hours about little takeaways, but even the mentality, like to me, seeing the confidence that Arnold exudes in this movie, that just the cool, calm collectiveness. It's just it was pretty impressive, and even a lot of people talk about like the hardest place to be is at the top because everyone else is trying to take you down, and you see that with Lou when he's doing the shoulder presses and calling out Arnold's name, Arnold, like they're all chasing, they're hungry to beat him, and they even bring that up in the movie where like one of the guys says. Like you're at the top, you're not as hungry anymore. You're not hungry like everyone else. And Arnold's like, yeah, it's true, but when I want to eat, the food's there for me to take, kind of thing. So he's calm, relaxed, and he picks and chooses his time to just devour his competition there. It's just pretty amazing to see his cool, calm, confident collectedness, and everyone else is kind of antsy and just a different kind of energy to them.
Yeah. Well, you can tell, like, Arnold knew, and I think I read this somewhere, but, like, as soon as they all showed up in South Africa, I mean, Lou was only fucking 24.
Yeah.
So he, he's not even begun to hit his peak yet.
Yeah.
And, and obviously Arnold saw him, and Lou's just not there yet. Arnold already had been, 6 times at that time, 6 times Olympia or 5, whatever. So he was already very well seasoned, very dense, had his conditioning down. So I think he knew that he kind of had it in the bag. So, like, that's why I think that's kind of led it to his kind of cockiness and confidence. But, yeah, I mean, it's...
And you really notice, speaking of experience, I mean, a lot of those guys on the stage were in their 40s. I think Ed was 44. Serge was in his 40s, early 40s. Like, there's a lot, and just that you can see that muscle maturity, the years of work they put into their physiques really pay off.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's watching it in HD now, but man, I mean, Arnold had an amazing physique. I know that sounds, I don't know, that sounds really, really kind of like duh, but he had an amazing physique, man. Holy shit! Like, it's just, everyone always said his legs were small, but I don't know, man. Looking at it, it looked pretty good. They're certainly in condition. So
it was a good look, and seeing the veins crawling up his stomach, but they're not crazy shredded like you see the competitors today. And that's one of the things when I noticed in the past, like, are they not as lean as the guys are today? And I don't think they were. They were lean, but not quite. There's some poses, like he's hitting some of his back poses. You see the Christmas tree. You see a lot of the striations. You know he's freaking lean, but not like the just peeled guys that you see today. I think it's a good look. I really like the look that these guys had there. There's a lot of guys on there that, I like the Ken Waller and Paul, who's the Wales.
Paul Grant?
Yes, Paul Grant from Wales. I loved his physique too.
When he gets 3rd place.
Oh yeah, he had a great physique though, man. I'd be pissed off too. But, some great physiques up there. Mike Katz. I'm not a fan of his physique. I don't think he ever deserved to place any higher than that. But definitely, certainly an admiration for the look of that time for sure. Wish it would get back to that.
So I mean, nowadays. It's just there's just so much positivity in the movie. Mm-hmm. I think that's what always I don't know. I think that in the end that's what kind of draws me in. That it's so much fun. and I kind of been harping on this in my blog probably a bit too much, but you got to make this shit fun.
100%.
Even when it sucks, you have to remind yourself that it is fun.
Yeah.
Because you get to do this. You get to not eat large groups of food and be hungry and go to the stupid gym, whatever. Like it's stuff you get to do. You have the privilege to do. So like, make it fun.
Yeah. I had someone sent me an email. I responded to my email. I always welcome that after I send out an email newsletter to the people subscribed at metabolicmasterpiece.com. They sent out a message talking about new ways to spark growth, and someone sent me a message, reply back, enjoyed the content and everything, and said, oh, have you ever tried handstand presses or like shoulder presses? Or I'm like, no. He said, oh, you should really try it. It might be a good way to spark new growth, a different way to challenge your body. I'm like, yeah, it probably is a good way to challenge your body, but when we're talking about the fun factor, like, that's just not my thing. Yeah. Like, I could try a whole bunch of different things. I could get on the rings and do different shit. It's just, to me, it's not fun. So I'm never going to do something that isn't fun to me. Yeah. And with bodybuilding, there's so many different techniques and tactics that you can use. I don't have to get crazy. I don't have to get outside of the bodybuilding realm and my little comfort zone to find different things to spark new growth.
Yeah, because the absolute basics, and the stuff that I love, I mean, I haven't perfected it yet. There's so much room for me to improve there. So, like, why would I kind of like say, forget squats for a while? I'm going to work on this Bosu move. Like why would I do that when my squats will always need work? Until the day I'm in a casket, man, my squats will need work. So I'll work on that because I know that delivers results, and they're fun.
Yeah. So doing things like programs that you enjoy, changing it up to keep it fun, and surrounding yourself with fun people. Again, I'm freaking really, really lucky. But I worked out on my own for a very long time. I was the one that reached out to Rick. I'm like, dude, they want to work out. I mean, we'd seen each other for 7-8 years, and we were both hesitant. But fuck, here we are with our group growing now, and it really has added a whole new dimension. So really creating that camaraderie. And doing stuff that we love, and just...
I'm jealous, man. I have no fucking friends. See, that's awesome.
That's really, awesome. Man. I after you shared that video today, I seriously wanted to hop on a plane and come work out with you. I really did. I was like, fuck, I gotta come visit Bryan more often so we can get in these, in some fun sessions together. But it really is what it's all about. I think that's really the purpose of the movie as well. Arnold really wanted to bring the kind of positive light into bodybuilding. It really did. It's really started the trend, the boom in the gym business afterwards, and a lot of people, men and women, into weight training after that.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, man. I love watching those black and white Dorian Yates blood and guts videos. Like, that is work ethic to the nth degree. I mean, that just doesn't look fun, man. Like, that just, like, I'd love to train with Dorian one day, but I know I would leave there probably in a wheelchair. Right. So, I mean, like, it's very inspiring and motivating, but it's not fun.
Yeah.
So it's
different. Yeah, it's a different, whole different ballgame. We push ourselves, and like mentioning actually, I was thinking of our program this month when you brought up pumping iron. I was thinking of that whole scene with Ed Corney squatting, and he hit the 9 reps, and basically he turned it into a rest pause where Arnold's like, 3 more. He took a few deep breaths, did 2 more, swearing, cursing, took another deep breath, and boom, down. Like, fuck, you have us doing in the Physique Mastery movement. You were in charge of this month's programming, and we're doing front squat rest pause. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, I was the whole time. That's actually when I'm doing it. That's what I'm thinking about. I've been doing front squats the past 2 times is Ed Corney in that scene. So, that's brutal. But, also thinking of Lou there when he was doing the shoulder press. He, like, hit his reps and, like, no more. And then cranks out 3 more. It's just that brief little rest pause and just hammer out as many more as you can. It's just digging deep, man. Just digging deep.
Yeah, that's the few sets that they actually showed in the movie of the guys doing, they're all like their focus is just there. Even if it's something like a freaking cable fly,
right?
Like, you see Arnold's focus, and that's that's what you need especially in bodybuilding. You need that connection, and I mean that's That's one of the. I wish I had the time to watch that movie every time before I went to work out.
I know, seriously. Solid stuff, man. Any other takeaways that you have down there?
Nah, I mean nothing that hasn't been reported on before. Just focus, camaraderie, and just having this ability to push that much higher and then know to take your foot off the gas. Like just like at the end of the movie, man. Like after the contest, he's in the bus with Louis and his parents.
Well, first he's lying on the couch.
And then he's like, oh, Louis, come to the house, make me
date
pasta.
your sister.
Your sister, like the time now they're gonna chill. So it's, I really like that. Really resonated with me. It was just have this focus, then kind of pull back and.
So good.
Yeah, man. Everyone go watch it.
Such great advices. I love it. All right, Brett. This is fun. God, I could talk about this forever. This is it's a great topic. Love it.
Can you imagine the feeling I have? 6 times Mr. Olympia.
Oh my goodness. Day and night. All day and night. Oh.
You've won the universe. That's good. But can you imagine the feeling that I have right now? It's incredible. I called my mother. Told her I won. She said, congratulations, Arnold.
So great. Yeah, we can. Let's just do the movie right now. Let's recite the whole thing from beginning to end.
Even my wife So I mean, I still wasn't wasn't in the doghouse for putting it on. So yeah.
That's awesome. Gotta love it. All right, brother. Wrapping up another episode here, Physique Mastery Podcast. We'll catch you guys soon. Visit physiquemasterymovement.com. Catch you next time.